Hello and welcome to this brief video exploring two great initiatives that we've achieved in the School of Health Sciences at the University of Greenwich towards the end of 2024 and taking us into 2025. One of them is called an Articulation of Agreement, something that used to be called tariffing, and I'll explain that to you in a moment. And the other one is the validation of a brand new postgraduate certificate in advanced forensic practice for healthcare professionals, a totally new field of practice for us to be working in. These collaborations are with three national organisations within the UK, each of them with their own international reach. One of them is the Faculty of Sexual and Reproductive Healthcare, another is the British Association for Sexual Health and HIV, and the brand new field of practice for us is working with the UK Association for Forensic Nurses and Paramedics. We've had a proud history of providing sexual health education for over 2 decades at the University of Greenwich, right through from CPT courses to a bachelor degree, a top-up bachelor degree in sexual health, postgraduate studies through masters, and all the way to doctoral studies as well. Even the one course that we had called Sexual Health Skills, which was originally set up in collaboration with the Royal College of Nursing, has reached over 2,500 nurses in the 20 years that we've been running this. Another proud achievement for us over these past 20 years are the number of our students and staff who have gone on to be internationally and nationally recognised for the work in which they're doing in sexual health, whether this is individuals or certain elements of our programmes. The Sexual Health Skills, for example, when that was run in collaboration with the RCN, proved to be the RCN's biggest ever distance learning course. Just a tiny flavour of some of the great award achievements over these past two decades. You can see we've got some from the UK Sexual Health Awards, General Practice Awards. We've got a number of Queen's Nurses, 2 honorary doctors, Baroness Gould of Potter Newton for her amazing work in sexual health, especially at government level, and Alison Hadley OBE, internationally renowned for her work on teenage pregnancy. We've also had 2 visiting professors, including one at the moment you'll hear about in a few slides' time, 2 receiving fellowships of the Royal College of Nursing, and 1 receiving honorary fellowship of the Faculty of Sexual and Reproductive Healthcare. Our enthusiasm for working and collaborating with others is shown just by the tiny number of logos in the centre of the page here, organisations that we've worked with on a number of occasions. And personally, I was really fortunate to give a presentation at the All-Party Parliamentary Group for Sexual and Reproductive Health in 2017, looking at nurse education, especially in relation to sexual health. Maybe we saw the signs written on the wall then that with a lack of ongoing CPD funding, of course, there were going to be lots of different changes in the ways in which nurses and other healthcare professionals actually access learning. So we've come away from that thinking that we need to redevelop the way in which we provide our services to others, and that's going to be shown with the tariffing and articulation of agreements. So, to explain these 2 terms, tariffing used to be the word that we did use for a particular process, and it's now called by the much longer phrase, an articulation of agreement. And what it means is that a university can look at the education being provided by other organisations, not other universities, but other organisations such as professional bodies, and see how their educational provision maps across to something that the university has been providing. So we used to have a course at level 6, 30 credits, called Contraception and Reproductive Healthcare. And what we did was to look at the famous diploma of the faculty and see how that related to our particular module. So we can now give the equivalent of 30 credits at level 6 for anyone who has the DFSRH. The Faculty of Sexual and Reproductive Healthcare have really honoured me over the last couple of years by inviting me to speak to their annual training conference. The first one was in 2022. And then again towards the end of 2024. And it was from that second presentation, and yes, that's me in the bath there as a little baby, from that second presentation that I've been invited back to speak to the faculty's board to consider ways that we may look at even more articulations of agreement as we go forward. And this brings me nicely to the work that we've recently completed with BASHH, the British Association for Sexual Health and HIV. It was because of that experience of tariffing the DFSRH that I've worked with Dr. Nick Theobald and Dr. Matthew Grundy-Bowers, our visiting professor in integrated sexual health and HIV. We've worked together over these last few years on 5 particular courses run by BASHH to see how we can tariff these across through this articulation of agreement. So on top of the DFSRH, we now have 5 courses provided by BASHH that we can give the equivalence of credits to. So the people that want to come on to our top-up degree in professional practice or our postgraduate diploma in enhanced clinical practice or the top-up MA in healthcare practice, then totally free of charge, we can acknowledge the courses that they've done as the equivalence in credits at levels and credit numbers. But it also means that some of the courses that we've worked on with BASHH are also related to other national organisations as well, such as the National HIV Nurses Association and the Society of Sexual Health Advisors. So we'd welcome greater collaboration with those 2 organisations as well through this accreditation process. For details on the PG Cert in Advanced Forensic Practice, please click the link below.